Well, let's get rolling here, man. Let's get rolling. Let's go. College football was crazy, bro. It
Ooh,
this past weekend in college football, dude. Remember when me, you, OG Pops, and Blake was on here and we made our playoff predictions?
right.
All of those are out the window.
All that shit's dead
All
now.
four of them is fucked up. Yep. I was reading them in the paper. I'm like, yep, Clemson's gone.
Right.
Tennessee's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Blake picked Tennessee. I figured that they wouldn't
Right.
make it, man. Something just told me,
Uh-uh.
but
Just
yeah,
that
just cut.
defense. Yeah, that defense, man, is trash as hell for real. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, the secondary.
but a couple headliners here, man. Obviously, my boys in blue, Michigan beat Rutgers 52-17. Ended up
Yep.
putting it on them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
OSU pulled one out versus Northwestern. They won 21-7. They struggled, and they're blaming the weather.
Struggle. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Come
they
late,
dropped
come.
down. They dropped down a little spot too, man. Dropped down a spot.
Hey, hey, you better hope that weather's nice that last game of the year. That's all I'm gonna tell you because we're built for that shit, bro. They're not.
Okay.
So
Mm-mm.
I'll leave that there for now. Number 24, Texas beat number 13, Kansas State.
Right.
Bro,
So wow.
Texas is just like ruining shit for people, bro. They trying to make everything a headache. And how about Notre Dame smashed Clemson 35-14, bro?
Right. Right. I told you the boys on the road, man. I told you they trying to roll out. They trying to roll out for real.
Man, oh man.
It's
I
so
did not
crazy
see
right
that
now.
coming. Like
It's so
it,
crazy.
I wouldn't have like if somebody told me Notre Dame was gonna beat Clemson, I it's not that I wouldn't have believed it, but they smashed them boys, bro.
Smash.
They
Yeah.
smashed them boys, dominated them.
Mm-mm. That's it.
I didn't see that coming.
But
And then
Clemson been kind of slipping up anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like with the quarterback controversy and stuff like that or whatever, switching your quarterbacks in and out. Like you got saved a couple weeks ago with the pick six. I think who they was playing, Syracuse or something. I can't even think of who they was playing. But they got
yeah.
saved by the pick six, right? For real. So they've been having trouble or whatever. So like I said, their time came to an end. But they're still a pretty decent team though. You know.
Yeah, oh yeah, they nice. And they'll always be good as long as Dabo's over there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna get them players in there. He's gonna get the best out of all of them. They're gonna be competing every year. They're gonna be competing. So,
Mm-hmm.
if they don't, they ain't making it to the playoffs this year. There's always next year for Clemson. It's like playoffs,
Right.
championship or bust. You
Right.
have a couple bad, you won a couple championships. Y'all will be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right. Y'all not rebuilding.
Yeah, I know, right? Get into our the last two games is the ones we had the wagers on last week, man. Georgia dominated Tennessee. It's 27-13, but Georgia, they dominated that game, bro. That
Right.
defense dominated that game.
Strong.
Like
Strong.
they made Tennessee's offense look like it was basic, bro.
Nothing.
Hendon Hooker did not look like a Heisman candidate.
Mm-mm.
It was all bad.
Right.
And then LSU upset Bama 32-31 in overtime. Bro, how about that call going for it to win the game?
Wow.
Ballsy. But I
Wow.
love it, bro. I love
Wow.
it. We need more of that shit, bro.
Bro, they
Like,
should have did that against Florida State, man. I said that the first episode. I say, man, you got the momentum. You go down there, you drive 99 yards, man. You last play of the game, bro. You gotta go for two, bro. You have the momentum in your house. Now they did it this time or whatever against top elite team. But man, shout out to LSU, man. I know they turning up right now.
that was a huge win, bro. Knocked Bama off and crushed any hopes they had of possibly making anything or making any serious noise this year. It's over.
It's over.
Bam,
Yeah, that's it.
Bama's gonna probably be a 2-loss team. Well, maybe a 3, but with their game coming up this week. But we'll get to that one. But dude, think about it. A 10-2 season for Bama is a failure. It's a failure, bro.
Right.
What? I mean, wouldn't you love to have a 10-2 Gators this year?
Right, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. That's just signifies their excellence,
Right.
And their standards at Bama. When you win,
right, so much.
Always. Mm-hmm. Let's get into this. Number 3 Georgia beat number 1 Tennessee, and that was last week's rankings, obviously. But like we said, 27-13. Georgia was favored by 10. Obviously, they covered that. Sam, we both thought Georgia would win. We both took money line in that game, but we thought Tennessee would cover the 10 points.
Right.
We were mistaken.
Right.
All right. Georgia's defense held Tennessee to 195 passing yards, bro, and they averaged like over 340 a game.
Yep, 3+, definitely.
Hendon Hooker, 23 of 33, 195 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 pick, bro. And like
so
you look at
him,
and you look at the stats, bro, and every single one stat line wasn't like completely like lopsided. Like a lot of the aspects of the game, they were even. But what I dissected from that game and just from watching it, you know, outside of just Georgia's defense dominating the offense, Georgia's defense being ultimately on a different level than Tennessee's offense. But what I got from it was Tennessee couldn't move the ball effectively, bro. They were 2 out of 14 on third downs.
Wow.
They were throwing them short passes all game, just taking, you know, Georgia was giving them little short shit, you know, because they can tackle. They can tackle it over field. You know, they'll give you that shit all game long, you know, and they was 2 of 14 on third downs. Georgia was 7 of 12 on third downs, you know, so they was moving it. Tennessee wasn't, you know, and the Stetson Bennett, man, 17 of 25, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Dude, he made some beautiful throws that game.
Right.
Putting shit on the money. Yeah. And to be honest with you, he's kind of getting on my nerves, to be honest with you, because he's feeling himself a little too much. And it's like, bro, you're good, but before last year, bro, nobody was talking about you. I don't want to see that.
He a champ, though. He a champ.
He is. He is. Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
He's supposed to feel like that, man, when you're a champion.
I'm just saying, bro.
To beat a man, you gotta beat the man.
Yeah, and he beat our ass last year. Maybe that's why, but he's really getting on my nerves right now. Georgia's defense, 6 sacks, bro, that game, shutting down Tennessee's offense. Tennessee, like I said, had to settle for short throws. Wasn't enough at the end. But, you know, I do have to applaud Tennessee's defense despite that, because they're not known for being legit. And overall, they played a decent game. I thought good enough to win if their offense scored some points. You know, they limited the rushing attack and they contained Brock Bowers. He only had 3 receptions for 27 yards. So, but they didn't have no sacks, but I'm just saying. It should have been enough to win that game when you hold Georgia to 27 points.
Right.
I thought Georgia would have scored more than that. And obviously I thought Tennessee would have scored more than that. 13 points is abysmal for the offense in the year they've been having, bro.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. It's too much to handle.
So yeah, Georgia was too much for him, man. We just had that feeling. Number 10, LSU knocks off number 6, Bama. Again, last week's ranks, but they knocked them off 32-31 in overtime. Bama was favored by 14 to win that game.
Right.
I was off on that game. I thought Bama was going to win that game. You did too, if I'm not mistaken. Right.
Yeah, I thought like 20 points.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I said that they would cover 2. I'm not entirely sure. But regardless, I thought Bama was going to win that game because they're Bama, right?
Right.
So that game started off deadlocked, remained scoreless until the second quarter, right? They went back and forth the rest of the game, bro. LSU scores, Bama scores, LSU scores, Bama scores. Bama's defense recorded 6 sacks, but they could not completely stop Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, their quarterback, went 22 of 32 for 182 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He had 18 carries for 95 yards and a touchdown, including the 25-yard touchdown run in overtime and the 2-point conversion pass to win the game. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, because when we was doing the wagers last week, you specifically said that Bama was going to have trouble because they've known to have trouble with the mobile quarterback.
Yep.
It's exactly what you said last week.
Yep.
You know,
Daniels, man. Right.
He killed them boys, bro.
He's a monster, for real. Like I said, he's just as deadly with his feet as he is with his arm, man.
Killed them boys. Then on the flip side, Bryce Young went 25 of 51, 328 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He was hurried 10 times. LSU's defense had 10 QB hurries on his ass.
Ooh.
But I believe Bama has lost a step, bro, but I don't think they've fallen off. You know, like I said earlier, they might go 10-2 or 9-3 at absolute worst this year in regular season, which is considered a failure. But what I think is with Bama, right, is I think their players are really good, but how many of them are elite?
Right.
They're used to having
Mhm.
the most elite of the
Top.
most elite in every position,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
And I think their wide receivers need to step up. Jamison Williams and John Mechie left, for the NFL, and that
Right.
left a huge hole in the receiver, and nobody on the receiving core has stepped up to take their place. Bryce
Right.
Young's got to throw the ball to somebody, bro. Like, you got to do better than that.
Right.
And like I said, I think the players are good, but I don't know how many are elite. Like, their linebacker, Will Anderson Jr., he was poised to have another monster year, right? But he hasn't lived up to it. So
Mhm.
last year, this dude was a sophomore. I believe he wasn't even eligible he could have been a freshman. I'm pretty sure he was a sophomore, though, last year, right?
Okay.
Linebacker. This dude, if he would have been a junior, he would have declared and went for the draft last year. He would have
Right.
been
It
a
would have been
full
first
if he went up.
round.
Exactly. We've been top
First
5
round.
pick.
Believe it. Mm-hmm.
Last year, he had 101 total tackles and 17 and a half sacks last year.
Woo.
Mind you, we are through 9 games this year. He has 38 total tackles and 7 sacks this year. Like, that's a major fall off, bro. Like, you're supposed to get better. It's not that I'm saying like you're supposed to better those stats, but you got to do something at least comparable.
Similar, right?
Yeah. Like for the caliber player you are, and we've seen you that as a young age as a sophomore. So
right.
I don't know, man. Like, it's just he's just not having the season. Like, a lot of them aren't really putting in their production like that. Like, their running back Jahmyr Gibbs, like, he seems good, but I don't think he's elite.
Right.
Like, he gets decent numbers, but I don't see that elite. I don't see the Derrick Henry, in him. I don't see even the Ingram in him. Maybe he'll be like a Mark Ingram type player in the NFL. I'm not sure, but I'm not seeing that explosiveness out of him. So
like
I don't know, man. They got problems.
But see, it comes around and goes around, man. Like I said, they're spreading the wealth right now, whatever, with the NILs and stuff like that. That's what I was saying, like in the beginning of the season. I say, man, that's going to be the biggest difference in college football. Now the underdogs are playing way better. You feel me? They got these guys too, whatever. So Alabama's 3rd and 4th string receivers and running backs or whatever are going to these smaller schools like Memphis, Appalachian State, this and that or whatever, because they can get the same, you know what I'm saying? Like, skill set out of these guys or whatever, and they can start this year. They don't have to wait like 2 and 3 years or whatever. You feel me? So
exactly. You get to play right away, and you have $1 million in endorsements or $1 million NIL deal for something, bro. You taking that,
bro? Win-win. It's a win-win, bro.
Yeah.
So like I say, like, you don't have to go to these like elite schools and stuff anymore or whatever, man. It's time to be done with that stuff, man. Go to the HBCUs. Go to the freaking, you know what I'm saying, Division II schools and stuff like that or whatever. You can still get the same benefits. You feel me? You can have more fun, this and that or whatever. Don't have as much stress on you or whatever. And you can still be a top guy,
Word. Yeah, it's definitely, it is shaking the whole game up. It has shook the college world up completely.
All the way.
So many smaller schools are going to get like way better talent. And which in a sense that's good, but the big dogs are going to suffer from that. So
right. Yep. The hell with
them. We're fans of the big dogs, bro. That's going to fuck with both of us.
Man, it don't matter, man. I love good
football. It does matter.
Man.
What's Florida's record this year, bro?
Hey,
it's fucking with y'all too.
4-4. That's because we don't have our own players. Yeah, that's because we don't have our own players.
But you got players though, man.
Yeah. Not Napier's players though. Not Napier's players.
Napier gets a pass this year because it's his first year. I give every coach a pass their first year. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, to me, like, just because their standards are different. Like, when Nick Saban steps down, can you imagine whoever takes over for Nick Saban? Bro, this man will lose 2 games his first year. They might can him.
Right.
They might fire this man. Like, whoever it might be. I don't care who it is.
The standard is going to be this freaking high. You feel me?
Bro,
like, man,
it's always going to be championship or bust.
And we need you to win by like 30 points every game for real. So like,
right.
It's going to be unbelievable standards.
Yeah, you need to cover the spread for the betting world, man.
Right.
Like, they got money invested in that shit too. They got money in everything.
Definitely.
Shit, they ain't got no pro team. They ain't got no basketball team. They ain't got no hockey team. Like, it's Alabama football down there, man. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
They love their time, man.